What's up, everybody? This is Google API Part 2. And since we're kind of done with this and we used everything we needed in the first one, I'm still going to use that API key until I finish the second part. So we was at making driving next directions and we got panel here. So we go over to the show.js and let's see what the geocode address. We got address, with address, everything seemed to be working fine right here. We added the map here. We got the center to be exactly what we wanted the address to be because we called it in the init map. All right, so this is beautiful. This is basically what we want. Now the hard part really is sometimes this part is kind of easy. We could probably just call it from here. Yeah, we could probably just call it or do it here. So let's go to what is it called? It's over here. Place autocomplete. What this is gonna do is we're gonna allow ourselves, because before we could get a driving directions, we need to add these stuff anyway. So one of the first things we have to add on here is another input and a button. So two inputs and a button. So this input is gonna be called and you know what? We want this panel to be type hidden. No, we're gonna give it style instead equals um what's it called? Is it visibility? Hidden. Yep. So when we change it on the back on the JavaScript end, it'll be we can just change the style versus anything else. So let's do that and save it. So this is gonna be hidden until we press the stop button, but we ain't gonna press the stop button yet. So there's gonna be two inputs here, right? And we're gonna close both of them off so it won't have too many errors. Now the first one is gonna be text. So type text equals text. If you wonder why this looks weird, it's because it's still running in the background. So the type is gonna be text. The ID is gonna be start. You can make it a starting address, and then it's it's whatever you guys put in it. That's what we need for the most part, right? So we want to autocomplete. Since we're here, we're gonna have to add this libraries places. Now you know why we need all those API keys. So that's one thing that's different, and we don't have to add it behind the callback or in front of the callback. It don't matter. So let's add it here, and as you see, we can put an ampersand right there to link it, and so we definitely gonna need that. That's very important. And they got all this crazy stuff here, and we're not using all that crazy stuff. Like, so first we need to get the element by ID. Now this is the crazy one I was talking about. This one wants the whole element, the whole input element. So I wish they would show you everything, like the HTML as well. But when you like view an example, it's crazy. So let's not worry too much about that. It's not. That's the only thing that we needed to add was really the libraries and places, and then call it in map. Now I don't really think it matters which way you put it. So input equals document dot get element by ID, and it's gonna be we're gonna put start. So we're gonna press Control C and we're gonna paste it. Now we don't need no boundaries. I do not care about the boundaries, and we kind of don't need a center, lat, and long because we're gonna just do a autocomplete first. I'm not worried about no center right here. So let's get this in here. Let's get this over here. And did they have a whole function for that? They don't even have a whole function for that. So they think maybe it's supposed to be inside an init map or something like that. Let's see. Because all the examples are not like that. So all the examples are crazy. So search box that add listeners. See, so it makes it a search box. We're not using a search box. But where is the function that started this in the first place? And that's what I don't like. So the add listener is the function and places change. So I don't want to do a change. I'm just going to put a start button. Makes my life easier. So yeah, these examples are very difficult sometimes to get your head around. Like I wish they had an example right here, but the first view example is this stuff right here, which is like, okay, why don't we just use? Let's just try this one. Let's view this example. So the function is fill an address. So this is kind of like what we need. Watch, I'll show you what it does. It's gonna fill in the address. So if you put 3360, it's gonna give you this. This is what I'm trying to do, and we don't need an apartment, blah blah. Save address. We're not trying to do none of that. Now in here it shows you the HTML that it uses, but we're not doing this whole second part at all. We're really just doing the front part. So form ID, address, form action. I don't even think you need any of this. Autocomplete off. Let's start with that, right? That's the first thing I see that you need on the function, that because we're not doing no action, so why we need to get it again? So let's come over here and let's go to the form wherever it's at. I press Control V here. Do we want to see that? Fine. And this is the part that makes it very difficult, is you're looking for all the stuff. So deliver to, so the shipping address, and the first part is the action, and the is this shipping address? Yeah, sample address, required field, nothing, and this is shipping address. All right. So we're looking in here, and now we're gonna look at the JavaScript. The JavaScript has a lot of add all the stuff. So autocomplete is a real simple stuff that we could kind of like copy and paste, because we're literally just doing that. That's all we need to do. Shipping address is all we really want. I don't care about the postal code. I don't care about this right here. We just need a shipping address. So what we have over here for that shipping address is, we don't have it. We'll call it start. Oh, the red address is the end. So we're gonna call it start. Let's just put start here. Right? And what did we call it over here? Start, right? Text. Okay, let's just see one more time in the HTML where the input is. Label input. So you got the ID and the name is the same, and you have required and autocomplete off. So let's go there and let's put that in here. So, and what it just did is basically, I keep pressing the wrong thing, huh? It just basically did that, and you can do that everywhere here if you want. So it could look like that, and it's easier to view this way, and that's why a lot of people do it. So like, okay, this is the things we need in it, so it's easier to view this way. Only thing else that it had was a name, and the name was the same thing as the this right here. So other than that, let me see. Did it have type? Let me see the type. It didn't even have a type. It just had an input. But you could use type text. It doesn't really matter. So let's go back to this JavaScript. I don't care about the CSS, which shouldn't have any. Well, it's gonna have, because it's not. I'm using Bootstrap stuff, and it's not. So we got the function is init autocomplete. And while we break things down in functions in here, we could call this, and we'll just call it. We'll just call init. Let's just call it autocomplete. Let's put it init autocomplete. Now that's the other stuff. Sometimes they want you to. Let's go to HTML. I'll show you what I'm talking about. If they show it, they see the script. They want you to change it to init autocomplete in libraries. No, I want it to be init map. I want the map to be shown the way I want the map to be shown. This one's not showing you the map at all. You don't see no map, right? Oh, where you go. Function for the address, and then yeah, this is very confusing because it got so much stuff. Just show me how to do it the simplest way. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna copy this right here. This fill in the address part is to fill this part in. I don't need it at all, so let's go here, and we're gonna just call it like that, and we're gonna come down underneath the init map, and then we're gonna put init autocomplete. So init autocomplete needs what? Well, This is a little bit different. It actually, as you can see right here on the on the CSS, I mean JavaScript section of it, it gets it doesn't get just the value, it gets the whole thing. But they use query selector, which it ain't working when I use query selector. So I'm not using query selector. I'm using start. So let's go to the first thing in the function. We're gonna go and we're gonna put start, and we're gonna put document dot get element by ID, and then we're just gonna put start here like that. Look at that. I didn't even try typing it. Thought I messed up. I don't need none of those. Right? Don't care about none of that. The restriction, this is for United States and Canada. We could leave it like that. This is looking for the address field, which is start, because it's the address field 1, right? So let's keep this separated a little bit. Autocomplete. Do I have an autocomplete over here? No. So it has a problem with start. Oh, did I use start somewhere else? Let me see if I use start somewhere else. Let's control F. I don't know. Let's just make it easier like that. So we know that's the first start. Start equals. Why is that such a big deal? I don't know. What's going on here? Oh, it doesn't have a comma. Surprised I didn't mess up our code before. So here we go. Start. And let's exit that. Start gets document.get element by ID. Start. We are not going to use the dot value. We're going to go start to start. Component restrictions. I want this. Types. This is exactly what I believe I want. And you see this autocomplete add listener place change. Nah, we don't need this. We're not doing this right here. And oops. And we're doing that, and we don't need that. And we could get rid of that. I think this is all we truly need. I don't know if it worked or not, but let's find out. It has 2 fields. One should be hidden. Oh, you know why it has 2 fields? Because this one is supposed to be type button. That's why. Value equals no, this is not even a type button. This is a type submit. No, submit. Value. What do you want the button to say? Start address. Oh, your address. That sounds good, right? And let's see how that looks now. Okay, and let's see if it worked. That did not work. So in here it's saying init autocomplete is not defined. So what is not defined? Init autocomplete. You got function. Did I spell it? Oh. Hold on a second. So I got a visitor right here, and he said that he knows more than me. So I believe I might have typed init autocomplete wrong. So let's copy this one, and let's paste it here. This happened to me already. So now you see it says enter thing. The console's wrong. I probably did. So let's put 3600. Oh, it doesn't need to put it there. 3600. There you go. I don't know where this is at. This is in Florida. And let's see what happens when I get rid of that. See, I want this to be long. So we want to make that, this is hidden and we don't want it there. So we want to make this type right here. If we could put it a class, which we can. And we could put form, is it form controller thing? No, what we want to put? You know why some of these might not work? Because this is on. Hopefully I didn't mess anything up. So let's put let's see what that does. Where we at? Type class, and this is like what's going on here? See if they have a form, because this is something in there, so I don't know why. And then lodge. Why is it saying class footer? This is not a footer class. It's inside a form. So you see how easy that was. All right, let's go back over here and play it. Sometimes I won't lie to you. This MVC stuff actually, I mean, this Visual Studio 2022 actually is harder to use because it messes up on its own. Right, right. So there you go. And I wanted this to be long, so like I said, width 100%. I'm gonna put width 80. No, not there. W-80. And hopefully that makes it long. No, it didn't. It didn't make it long at all. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with this, but I do not know why that's not working. What? No, you didn't. We could always put in like style, which I don't like to do most of the time. But we're gonna just make this width. And then we're gonna make it let's make it 75%. And then put that there and see if that even worked. Yeah, that's too much. Let's make it 50%. Let's make it 50%. And the only reason I want it like that, that's fine, is so we can see the whole address. You see? There you go. And then you put your address and or you could put enter for value. So that's ugly. So we put submit or start. We're almost done, buddy. We're almost done. Yeah, almost done, buddy. What, you want to be recorded? Is that what it is? Okay, you're in there like swim bread, buddy. And this is the start. And we're gonna make this look a little bit better too, David. No, no. Class equals well, let's do that and put button. And then we're gonna put, no, I don't want that. I want button. And then button. You can put outline primary, it doesn't matter. I don't know why it's not showing me outline. And then we'll put info, just because that one made me mad. Let's see what that looks like. And that looks good, you know. And then there's a start address. Now we have to put we have a submit value start. Okay, so, and we're gonna have to put an ID on this. Equals user. I'm gonna just call it user button, like this. And I'm gonna put space there, and I'm gonna put name as well. And do the same thing, user button, right? If you press the equal sign, it knows what you're doing. User BTN. So in here, this is like the last thing we have to do, I believe, for this. In here, it shouldn't be too much harder, but we definitely gonna have to come over here and go to back here. Actually, that probably could have done the same thing. Let's see. What happened just now? Okay, we over here at, what we doing here? This is places autocomplete. So the last thing we need to do is the services of directions. Okay, this might take me a little longer than I want to, but we're gonna come down here and we're gonna get a constant, what's it called? A constant button, because I don't care, we only have one button. Equals, you eating my finger, man? The element by ID and just see how this is why I did it. Let's put that. Oops. And then we're gonna put this is what makes it life easier. Is like once you start doing stuff, we could just start add event listener. Bam, it does it for you. And the event listener is gonna be click, of course, and a comma here, and we're gonna do a arrow function or lambda function, or no, I don't think this is the lambda one. This is the ops. Yeah, and we're gonna come in here, and we're gonna put e dot prevent default. That sounds good. That's so like when it it doesn't just work. It's kind of like overuse the E4. So we're gonna do driving, right? This is an overview. Yeah, this when you start looking at this, you're like, oh my god, what the? I don't want to do it. But then you'll be like, oh, it's not that bad, man. So let's look at I have the inner map. We need this. This is what basically helps us drive. So we will put that in here. And these are directions, services, directions, render. And I might have to cheat on this one because my friend of mine actually helped me out with this. And he made it easier for me to do this. And he made it so different that I honestly forgot what he wrote. But he was looking at one of these documentation. Let me see if I have the documentation, so you don't have to cheat too much. Simple map. Oh, this is good. Basics. Services. We want to go underneath services. Close basics, and we want driving direction services. The simple stuff sometimes makes it easier. What I hate is that why in the world would you want to be sent like that? Nobody wants that. So, as you can see here, we're not using the on-change handler, so that's cool. We're using something else, so we don't have to go to calculate and display route. We're already going to be doing that inside our button picker, our booger picker, right? All right, how did we do this? Let's see. We used the direction. Okay, all it did was send this stuff here, and then it did a direction services, which I said directions render set map. That's the last thing you want to do on this right here because we already have a map and there's nothing being set up, right? So, and there's gonna be some stuff we're gonna have to get again the same way, like the start probably. And then we're gonna use the value. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So that's definitely gonna come into play. Yeah, you're done. Done with what? All right. So we got the set map. That's good. And you don't see a set map in here, so that's coming. These are like methods that are already in there because you have the directions renderer. It's a Google Maps directions renderer. There you go, and it has the map. So we not set, we shouldn't be I don't know if this is correct. We will look into it later if it's not. So we need a direction service route. All right. So you see this right here? This is very easy to understand. So let's just start doing that. Let's just do this right here. All right. We're gonna get everything from the inside there, and we're gonna put everything in the inside here. Now we're gonna get the get MID start, but ours is what? Where Addy, right? And let's see how I spelled it in here. Control C, and that's how I want to put it in there. Oh, hold on, mijo, hold on. Now you got, look at this. You got a lot. We wrote a lot of code. I mean, we wrote over 100. And there's gonna be more. We over 100 lines of code. But in reality, we didn't write half of this. We just copied, pasted, and try to understand what we was doing. And the good thing is that it's only driving, and that's only travel mode I want. I don't want them to have ride a bicycle in the weddings like 2 days from now. And they're driving from South Carolina, which is like a half a day's drive with stops and everything, and then they miss it because they took a bike. It's like 3 days, 3 weeks or something. So this is kind of like all we kind of needed, I think. It's gonna set this map, but we also wanted to set defaults and stuff like that up. So let's see what happens when we save this and we save this. I just go to File, Save All. Right? That used to I'm glad you mentioned that, buddy. Yeah, David, I'm glad we. So we have an enter. Let's put 3600. That's fine too, and start. It did nothing. It did nothing because we only have one marker. So it kept us at the end thing, but we have no maps. We had no directions. So we did a lot already. So Freddy Krueger's coming to the wedding. So let's see what we have to do next. All right. So I'm not get cloning nothing. These are very simple maps. And sometimes, yeah, I know, right, David, right? And sometimes when you click on JFiddle with these maps, you'll see it differently. You will see. Let me see what they need here. Like in the start thing, they will say like API key map. Okay, I don't really care for that. I don't need that. I don't know why they always put that. But they have the async. And sometimes they don't put the exact same thing down. It's a little bit different how they even write the code. Like sometimes it'll be instead of get element by ID, it'd be query selector. Like it doesn't work that way. It works this way. So now we gotta find how to put the markers on. And that was the issue here. We to get directions. There's no markers. Like where's my waypoints? Where's my markers? Like. Why did it change that? You know what I'm saying? Was I supposed to put the set map in the beginning of it? Let's find out. Let's go to JS and copy and come here and then Control V and then let's delete this one. So that. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody doing, everybody dancing to the moonlight, moonlight. Shake it side to side. Yeah, he's like that, And here we are again. So let's just put 6,500. Everything sounds good, and let's see if that changed anything. It did not. And this is where I am going to cheat. Because I made all this work with the driving, and you know what? I did it on my own code. I redid the code with this guy here. J Hood is gangster with it. So inside here, I put the code, all the new stuff. So, first of all, let's go back and you know what? No, what am I lying about? This has the HTML in it and everything. Okay, in the HTML code, I put libraries, places. Sync defer. I don't really need the defer one. All right, and I put the callback in it. Now this was a different API key because we just started this one. So let's see. I have hidden destination, name destination, same thing. We had text. I got this right here and this. This had medium 2. Yeah, margin 2 is autocomplete. ID autocomplete and placeholder. All right, but I don't. I could change the ID. That's nothing. The user button class, so that worked. So what else did we need to do? Like I said, my boy helped me out with this, and I kind of like redid what he did, but didn't. So my panel is gonna be panel. So we gotta get that in the directions render. So let's do that. So panel equals panel makes it easier. Alright, so let's do that right here. With this, let's get rid of this real quick. Hold on. It's squeezing my hairs. So we set map on all to null. So that's the one I don't have. This is the last function we had to do. Jesus, dude, you're killing me, man. You're killing me, Schmars. Killing me, Schmars. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna what this is gonna do right here. It takes away the marker we made, and then it re-puts the marker back. So let's. I'm just gonna copy all this because it's the top. All right, and we're gonna put it. Okay, hold on. Right here. So, well, first of all, this directions render wouldn't even make sense above before we declared it. So this is saying the panel, which is panel. When we click on directions, it should open up. So let's see if that worked first. We're gonna make it visible. So let's make sure that's visible. And that sounds good. It didn't make it visible. Yeah, you little cutie patootie. Come here. Come here. All right. So let's look at that. Well, how we did it in the panel. Yeah, we had a deflex. Yep. Oh, is it in the bottom? No, it's not in nowhere. So we had a deflex, and then we did. Okay, that makes sense. Well, this is basically the same thing. So let's copy that, and I'll tell you what I did here. It just makes my life easier because you people forget, and I'm one of those people that forgot. So map panel. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that and paste this. So as you can see, we class. Let's see if this works. Okay, that makes it looks nicer. You can see we have a class of this needs to be like that. We have the visibility is hidden. So I spelled that wrong before. Direction. We're just gonna call this panel. I don't know why everybody makes a direction panel. I don't care about that name. And as you can see, it's flexed. So visibility hidden. Okay. So maybe now this will show when we come here because we got all the names correct. 6600. Let's see. Start. Okay, so that didn't even pop open. It was like, nah, son. So let's see if we have anything wrong. That usually could be an issue. Yeah, uncut error cannot read property of null. Reading event list add event listener. So there's something we didn't do here. Let's see what we didn't do. So I know we did we did it wrong before. Let's see the input type submit ID user button. Copy. And let's go to where we have the button function over here. Click BEN user button. Alright, let button equals document.get element ID user button. That's kinda like what we did, right? Let's see. Constant battalion equals document.get element ID user button. Now the only thing I can see is that we have user button spelled differently here, but I swear we copied and pasted. Copy. Paste. I'll make sure everything is the same. Save that. And make sure we have it over here the same as well. Paste. Alright. So that now that that's taken care of, let's see what it looks like. Alright. That sounds right. It still didn't pop open, but there's no errors here. Okay, that's a beautiful start. So let's come over here and let's keep not over here. Let's come over here and let's keep looking at this, because I lost track of what I was doing. So constant direction renderer. So this is what we had to drag it with true. Okay, we got to put it in there so it could open. So yeah, yeah, we want this on the top. Okay, let's just delete all this real quick because the one that we're about to do is kind of like the same thing. So we definitely want this prevent default first. That will ruin us if we don't have that first. Let's see how we have it in here. Let's make my life easier. Set map. I'm just gonna copy this whole thing, and then we'll talk about it. Dude, you're heavy. You're strong. Because I redid it, what my friend did, but now it just looks weird. All right, Control S, and I need a space between this and that. That's driving me insane. So what we do here is, well, let's see how many errors we got here. None. So let's do 6600 North Avenue. Okay. On-current reference, C map on all. Okay, so that's fine. That's the last thing we need to do. Set map on all. I said C map. So let's just paste that here. This is make our life easier. Look at all this copy and pasting that I did. Now I'm gonna talk about what I did because I redid this earlier, and I used my friend's stuff, and then I added my own style to it. Like he did a lot of this, and then I looked at it and just redid what he did and went over it 100 times. So this is not gonna work because the destination is I don't know why I have query selected here, but we're gonna get element by ID, and it's not destination, it's WebAddie, right? So I don't know why. And autocomplete is start now, because I'm not changing start because they want me to put autocomplete. Let me see what's going on. All right, so we had to get a panel. That's a document that element by the directional panel. The panel style visibility equals visible, not hidden. So that's a different. So now we have panel and panel. Oh, we need to put panel back here. Control S. There's a lot of things we're changing. So what happens is originally you want to set the map on all null so it could delete the markers. Then you create a variable called panel and get the information from the panel. It wants it just like that. After you get that, you want to style it to visibility to be visible so it won't be hidden anymore, right? Now, is that the right way I spelled panel here? Let's see. Yes. After we get the directions, we want draggable equals true, and we're resetting the map, but we're not resetting the map. We're just saying map. Get the map. We're good. We don't need to put map here because it's already settled. And then we go say, hey, we want the panel, what is the driving directions panel. We want that information as well. That's where we're gonna see all the stuff at on that panel. That's where we're gonna display the rendered directions. Then we're gonna get a services that says get Google Map direction. That's all in all this is actually in here. Like you see the two of them right here, and then this is a little bit different. The set map because it's just setting it, and an on-change handler is gonna calculate rate whatever. So this once it changes, it goes to on-change handler, and the on-change handler what it does equals function. It just sends it here. It just sends it right here but they're not using the same thing. They're using options. We're not. We're using directions. So we have to find a way to do that. So instead of doing that, we came and we passed this down here. They passed it down here. We just used it down here. We started all this stuff down here. And we was like, yo, we need a route. The origin right here is the start route. Come on, dude. And the end value is the end value, whatever we put over there. So it's just getting everything. You're trying to flip on me. So what we did was we changed it. Now my man did most of this button one part and the set maps, set map on all, set on all map, whatever. So let's save that and see. Let's just save this, bro. Let's keep going. So we needed the user address, start value, and we put origin user address, and then destination was the wedding. So we put wedding address. So that's what we use for the services route. That's the addresses. That's what we use. And then we put travel mode driving, of course. And if it doesn't work, then you put a dot then and then the response. So there's always a response because it's the method that they use. As you see, he's killing me. And then we're gonna set directions to the response, which is this is like a promise. This is like a Ajax called. I know I did this in like Axios. And then we get like console.log response. Matter of fact, let's do that so you can see what I'm talking about. .log, and it's gonna get response right here. and the response is gonna be like all the stuff. So I'll just leave it like that, and you'll see it in there. Then this is a catch, and if anything is so any problems, we're gonna catch it, and we're gonna try to like a try catch or a catch all, and we're gonna find out what's wrong with the status. The function set map on all, it gives you have to pass it the map, which we already discovered what the map was, and now it's saying for let I equal 0, I is less than markers dot length. Now the markers become markers with the addresses. So markers I dot set the map. So every time, so now you're setting both markers one at a time, one to the map, two to the map. And let's see if this works. And that kind of like would be it. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna work. Uncaught reference is not defined. Let's see. Set map on all. I just defined it. Okay. Markers dot length. All right. So I'm missing something. Obviously on the markers. So let's see right here. Where would we be missing something? Markers dot length. It's not in here. Hold on. The set map on all. No. So we clear it out. Hold on a second. Let's come over here. And besides up here, markers and the options that are used up here. Let's see where I messed it up over here. So F. So there's 3 times it's used. Markers. Oh, so we got another one right here. So we got 2 of those same functions. No, this is the same one. So markers. So we added that here. See what that does. Alright. Now we have the same error. And it's in the same spot. This is gonna be, this all this could be is that we gotta close it out and start it over. Sometimes that happens, and it's probably not that because it's like kind of like, yo, where else did you add this markers? And that's probably login. And we're gonna log in, and sometimes this works, sometimes it don't. So we gotta keep going until we get it. And like I said, it sounds right. And we have the same marker. It's not. Markers is not defined. Set map on all map. Did I miss something in his code that I didn't see? I mean, the 3 places that markers were set up. Like, all this worked with no problem. So we will figure this out. Give me a second. So it's not, and then let me pause. So I just figured out what was going wrong with it. It says markers are not defined. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not defined? And I'm looking at the wrong code, and I'm like, well, they're not defined. So I didn't know whether to use an array or not. So we had to define markers up here. Hopefully this works. I didn't even check it out before I came back on. And there you go. So this gives us everything we need. The responses, geocode, waypoints, and it sets the marker. Now honestly, the only other thing I did other than that was I put a constant. Where is it at? A constant in front of these two. So this is the addresses. Everything else that I explained worked just fine. And I even try to change the init map. Let's see if we need defer, because I added defer to this. We probably don't need it, but just in case we do, I added defer to that. Let me see, 61. Yeah, that sounds good. And let's start that. And yeah, we didn't need defer. So that's good. That's pretty much everything I wanted to do so far with this map. I got everything. I even got this to show up, and we will make that back. Let me see. We will make that what they call it. Everybody wants to text me just now. We will make that a. We could give it a class in here. You know, we give it a class to make it look fancy and stuff. And we could just put a BG white. I don't know why it's not showing me my bootstrap stuff. So if we put BG white, let's see if that changes it. And we'll do that next time. We'll finish making it better. So yeah, so we want overflow. We want to put overflow. Well, first of all, we want to put that. We want to put a padding that one. And we're gonna come to the let's save this. We're gonna come to whatever this is, and we're gonna put over. No, we want the panel now, right? The shift panel, and we want that to be overflow, and then we want it to be auto, and that will make it so. Let's save this like that. That will make it. Hopefully, it shows properly. That will make it so. That sounds right. That. This is what I hate. Why don't just don't do what I told it to do? I said overflow. Yeah. So I was looking. I was like, what up? What up? And I said, oh, I don't have markers on the top of that other file. So that's that. So let's log in and let's just see if that works, and then we'll worry about the last thing I have to do in the update. So we go to 65. Anything here sounds good. And then the overflow auto didn't work here. I don't know why that didn't work this time. Oh, you know what? We want to give it the same height. And that's the main reason why that didn't work there. And there you go. And I just saved it 100 times, but you know this doesn't want to reload properly. So yeah, so let's refresh this and see if it does that. If not, anything is good. No, see, so that gets me angry. So let's just do that because it's the last video of the year, and I hope I got the whole video. So let's see. Enter starting location 8540. Everything sounds good here. And you see the padding inside a little bit right there, a little bit right here. And look at that. You got all the rows. And the cool thing is if you click on here, you still got the address here and you got the end address there. So it looks amazing. We go back to dashboard. And we go here, and we could go. That looks great, and you'll see that it's right there. So, yeah, they don't even have a line for us. Oh, they got a blue line. I should make it like a really bright blue line. Dark. It doesn't really matter. So we saved that. We saved everything. Everything worked. Yay! Hopefully this all came out. Happy New Year's.